Before we dive into today's episode, a sincere thank you to everyone who's taken a moment to comment, leave a review, support the show on Patreon, click the YouTube super thanks button, buy a copy of my book, or even just not skip the ads. Your support means more than you know. You're helping this podcast reach someone who, like Dylan, once did feel trapped physically, emotionally, or both. You're helping them feel seen, and you're keeping this work alive. Today's episode is raw, real, and quietly powerful. Dylan Alford faced something few can imagine, locked-in syndrome, after a brainstem stroke. For 2 weeks, he could see, hear, and think, but he could not move or speak. Since then, he's been working every day to reclaim what was lost: speech, movement, independence. His progress is hard won, his emotional strength inspiring, and his journey a reminder that even the smallest steps forward matter. If you've ever felt like recovery was too heavy or that no one sees the fight behind your progress, this conversation is for you. Let's get started. Dylan Alford, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Bill. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to meet you too. Tell me a little bit about that device that you just put on your nose. What is that and how does it help you?
Really, it's just a nose block up. It helps by breathing, so I can talk easier.
You had a brainstem stroke.
And
What was it caused by?
um, when I was younger, I had residuation and it made my blood vessels small, so I get a blood clot easy.
So it was a blood vessel,
That was small,
small, really small blood vessel.
and I had a blood clot.
You had a blood clot that went in there and got stuck in there.
And
Okay. What caused the blood clot? Do we know?
no.
Okay. How old were you?
This was in 2023, but this is my third stroke.
Uh-huh. So the
And,
last incident in the brainstem was in 2023, but this is your
and,
third stroke.
and
Okay.
I've had my first in 2019.
In 2019, you had your first one. And was it the same kind of stroke, a similar type of thing in the same place?
Oh no, it was an ischemic.
Ischemic stroke
Yeah,
in a different location
yeah, on my left.
on your left side.
Yeah,
Why are you having multiple strokes? What's
well,
causing it?
my, my neurosurgeon, this it was when I had my radiation.
Okay, when it was what was it? What was that last part you said?
Yeah, from my radiation.
From radiation.
Yeah,
Okay, so radiation from what?
well, when I was younger, I had a brain tumor.
Uh-huh.
And so I've had so much fun.
You've had heaps of fun, man.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Shit. So you had a brain tumor when
uh,
you were younger.
uh,
In order to treat the brain tumor, they used radiation.
yeah,
And the radiation, one of the side effects is it causes damage to the blood vessel.
yeah,
And as a result of that, it makes it
uh,
smaller.
yeah, and that's how I get blood clots.
That's how you get blood clots because of
Yeah,
the passage for the blood to
uh,
go through is smaller. It changes the blood flow. The blood flow causes clots and it gets stuck in the blood vessel.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, man. How old were you when you had the brain tumor treated?
6 and 12.
Since you were 12.
Well, 6 up to 12.
Okay. So you had the
And
brain tumor diagnosed earlier. It has been treated up until the age of 12.
yeah,
Okay.
now I just get it monitored every year.
Okay. And the brainstem stroke was the most serious stroke that you've had of all of
Yeah,
them?
oh, oh yeah, why? My, my first stroke I recovered in about 2 months, but not this one.
Uh-huh.
It's been about a year and a half.
Before this brainstem stroke, did you have deficits that were related to the brain tumor?
Of memory loss.
Uh-huh. Memory loss. But you were
Yeah,
physical, you were active.
oh yeah,
Okay. And since the brainstem stroke, that's the one that has caused a spasticity,
yeah,
altered your speech as well,
yeah,
and then also made it difficult for you to be mobile. So you're in a wheelchair.
yes,
Okay. It's been a crazy journey.
oh yeah. You, you know who has been helping me out the talking.
Duncan Campling.
He has been giving me advice, and so has Clodagh.
Uh-huh. Clodagh Dunlop.
And both of them,
Oh my gosh. That is so good to hear that you've connected with Duncan Campling and Clodagh Dunlop, who Clodagh I interviewed so many years ago, very,
oh,
very early on in the podcast. And I'm going to go and get the details of when I interviewed them both so that we can make sure the links are there in the show notes. Um, Clodagh was so many years ago. My gosh. She was
oh,
episode 38. I mean, there's 350 episodes
when
now.
I was in the hospital, that was the first episode
Wow.
I watched.
Wow, man. And then Duncan was episode 133.
Yeah. And what am I?
And you are going to be something above 350.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. That is really cool, man. I'm so glad to hear that you've been able to find other people that have been through what you've been through.
Oh yeah.
Is that
They,
a good thing?
oh yeah. They have helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you had the opportunity to Zoom with them, or are you just talking with them via email?
Oh, we are talking talk on message, but we talk times talk
on Zoom.
and
Yeah,
I mainly talk to them on Instagram.
on Instagram Messenger.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow, man. Let's pause here for a moment. By now, you've heard Dylan share what it's like to wake up locked in, to fight for every word, every step, and to carry that emotional weight day after day. If you're listening and thinking this feels familiar, please know you're not alone. The struggle to speak and move, to be understood, it's real and it's exhausting. If this part of Dylan's story resonates with you, drop a comment on YouTube. What's been the hardest part of your recovery that people don't see? A big thanks to everyone who helps this show continue. Your super thanks on YouTube, your support of the book, and my amazing Patreon supporters. All right, let's return to Dylan as he talks about the emotional challenges, the tools that help, and what keeps him pushing forward. So, is it who do you live with?
my wife, wife,
Your wife.
yeah.
And where are you living? Which country?
I live in Texas, USA.
Uh huh. Okay. So the time zone is pretty good between you and Duncan. You guys can
Oh
usually
yeah,
catch up at reasonable times.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
It is funny.
he's funny.
Uh,
He is funny.
uh,
Him and I communicate every so often as well through Instagram. He sends me messages, and I send him messages back. And sometimes he sends me terrible emails, and sometimes I send him terrible emails.
oh yeah. Me too.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. So he's been on the journey for quite a few years now, and he's always making improvements, and he's always looking for a way to recover and overcome. His Duncan's locked in syndrome from the brainstem stroke was in 2018.
Yeah,
Did you
uh,
have locked in syndrome as well?
yeah. For about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
When you woke up in the hospital, when you were awake, but you couldn't move anything, what is that like?
a nightmare.
Hmm.
I was just praying, help me. I don't wanna be here.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this has to be a nightmare.
Wow. And you could hear everybody and see everybody around you.
Oh yeah,
And could you move your eyes?
yeah. And I was barely moving my head.
Hmm. You,
So,
you know, with your voice, is that as a result of the tracheostomy? What was that
no,
as a result of?
well, when I had lost it, I couldn't talk for 1 month.
1 month.
Uh,
And now,
oh,
is it very tiring to talk?
um, a little, but not with this.
That makes it easier.
Yeah,
And then your that just makes it change the airflow somehow, does it?
uh,
Okay. All good.
oh,
All good.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that meant how long did you spend in hospital?
Well, I was at different hospitals and rehabs for about 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah,
Wow.
but they were different.
There were two different hospitals.
Well, more than 3 or 4.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
And when you came home to the house that you were living in beforehand?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
we moved.
You changed location.
Yeah,
Was the house that you moved into accessible, easy to, excuse me, was it accessible, easy to get around with your wheelchair?
well, when I first came home, it was hard.
Mm,
But now I'm kinda used to it now.
okay. And what about work? What kind of work did you do beforehand?
I worked at a hospital and I was a volunteer coordinator and I also worked with animals.
Volunteer coordinator at the hospital, and then
Yeah,
you also worked with animals for fun, for a
volunteer,
hobby.
volunteer coordinator for that too.
Ah, volunteer coordinator for that too.
Yeah,
Okay. So it sounds like volunteer coordinating was your thing.
yeah,
Okay. So your left side was the side that is not uh back on board yet? Is that the side that's not back on
yeah,
board?
yeah,
Were you
yeah.
left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right,
Okay. So
but with my first stroke, I was my right hand.
for something your what was it?
My first stroke, it was my right hand.
Okay. So your first stroke caused damage to your right hand
Yeah,
and the second stroke caused issues on the left side.
yeah,
Hmm.
oh yeah. But now my right hand works a lot better now.
But your right hand is a lot better now.
Yeah,
You use
take
that you use it to
one
you use that to control your, I believe your wheelchair is it an electrified wheelchair?
up now. It's manual.
Manual.
Yeah,
Okay. So do you have people coming into the house to care for you, or is your wife doing a lot of that heavy lifting, so to speak?
well, now I'm pretty independent
Mm.
on my own, even though I'm just really slow.
So you're independent on your own. It takes a
Yeah,
bit longer to do things.
oh yeah,
Uh-huh. You can get to the bathroom, you can get to eat and make something to drink.
eh, oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, before, when I was lost in and even a little bit after I was so weak, I needed help with everything.
You were so weak. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, not moving all that time, there would have been definitely muscle loss and function loss,
oh
etc.
yeah,
And then the injury would have caused the same thing, movement loss and function loss and
yeah,
all that stuff. So you've had a lot of different things that you needed to overcome and rehabilitate.
um,
And your rehab, it's still ongoing, of course. How often do you go to rehab?
um, well, right now, it's on hold until I have a Baclofen pump.
A pump of some sort. What was that pump?
A Baclofen for my spasticity.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So the spasticity is getting in the way of your
Oh,
rehab.
oh yeah. It makes me move so slow.
Hmm. Is it painful as well?
Um, it was, but not anymore.
Hmm. Okay. So you're not experiencing pain. Are you on medication to help you? What kind of medication are you on?
Yeah, I'm on back nothing time, Santa, did aspirin, of crow, Peter, real, and October, Sun.
So you're on a few different medications.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what is the what does your week look like? How do you occupy your time during the week? What does it start off like on a Monday, and how do you go through that week?
Well, now I try to work out as much as I can and build strength.
Build strength, work out as much as you can.
Oh yeah, like sit to sets I try some tips in my town different things like that.
So you do as much as you can. So you've been in this situation for a little while now. It's affected you physically. I imagine it's also
Yeah.
affected you emotionally and mentally as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that seems like I hit a topic there we need to discuss then. So tell me about the emotional and mental side of it. What is the biggest challenge that you face in that space?
Well, I kind of have PTSD
Mm,
from loss and where sometimes when I'm asleep, I think I'm still not in.
okay, so the PTSD is related to the trauma of waking up locked in, and then
I
you go to sleep, and you have to fight, and you have to catch yourself and remind yourself that you're not locked in, that you're asleep.
am
Hmm.
many times also my emotions are all over the place. I cry about every little thing.
Hmm.
I'll be watching cartoons and I'll randomly cry. It's so annoying.
I know the
And,
feeling. I experienced something similar. You know that
and
condition is common, pseudobulbar
oh,
affect, it's called.
oh yeah, I'm in a group of other friendship songs and they all have it too.
Yeah,
So at least I'm not the only one.
yeah. You're
Uh,
not. You're not the only one. So your emotions are all over the place. Okay.
and
And do you also range from crying to angry and frustrated and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I was, but now I'm on medicine for my anger and my depression, so it helps me stay calm
Hmm. Antidepressants
and,
and that helps the situation a little bit and keeps you a little calmer.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot to deal with, isn't it? All this stuff. Heaps to deal with.
Oh yeah. Well, at least I'm having it now, so I know how to prevent it in the future.
So it's about being aware of it and then taking the right steps and precautions and making
Oh
sure you
yeah.
prevent it.
Yeah. I'm so much healthier now with what I eat.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you're a bit
Uh,
healthier than you used to be.
oh yeah.
Okay. How bad was it before? Were you unhealthy?
Well, I wasn't really bad, but I just didn't care what I ate
Hmm.
or drank.
So now you understand the connection of food to helping your brain heal and recover and for you to get more physical and to improve, basically.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's fair enough. What else have you discovered that you can do? So, one of the challenges that stroke survivors have is they feel like they're a little bit out of control of situation, which makes sense. When you have a stroke, you don't
Yeah,
realize that there's some things you can do to take control of your recovery and
right,
influence it in a positive way. So you're paying attention to your food. What other things? You're physically active. You're doing as much as you possibly can to rehabilitate yourself. What other things have you
yeah.
taken responsibility for and are doing to support your recovery?
Um, well now I'm a lot more aware with my emotions, like when I'm feeling angry or frustrated, I control it better.
Okay, so you're more aware of your emotions and
And
you're able to catch yourself out and you're able to
well,
adjust the situation, like change the way you're reacting. What is it?
well, and also the medicine helps me.
Uh-huh. Combined, they both help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because before the medicine, I would try to control my emotions, but sometimes I just couldn't.
Yeah, well, you're pretty normal in that way. Everyone loses it every so
Oh,
often.
oh yeah,
Yeah. And it's not justifiable, but you have understandable reasons why you can lose your shit every so often. It makes sense.
oh yeah,
Okay. But you still want to be aware of your behavior, is it? Is it you still want to be better regardless of whether or not you're
well,
going through a tough time?
I would like to control it
Mm.
without medicine.
You want to control without medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's a great thing to achieve. Absolutely. If you worked on that and you got to that stage, that is that's a great achievement. Most people don't
oh,
manage to control their emotion.
oh yeah.
So curiosity, other than meeting me and me meeting you, How come you decided to reach out and jump on the podcast?
Well, actually, when I first had my stroke, I watched really of your podcast and it helped me feel like I wasn't alone.
Yeah. Okay. So you're hoping that this interview again will be found by somebody else
Yeah,
and it will help them.
maybe it'll help them feel more like they're not alone.
They're not alone, and there's other people that have been through this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Duncan, I've noticed his improvement over the years as well since
oh yeah.
he joined me. And
Yes, improved so much
mhm,
from when he did the episode with you.
mhm, mhm. I haven't spoken to him face to face for a little while. So has he improved in his talking and his
Yeah,
abilities?
me and him almost talk the same.
Okay. Almost talk the same.
Oh yeah,
Okay. That's so good. Yeah. Duncan,
and,
I remember we were talking on the podcast interview that I did with Duncan. We were talking um, with his voice, automated voice, with his computer voice, which we prepared that interview so that he had the questions ahead of time, and then he typed the answers. And then when we met for the podcast, I would ask him the question again, and he would respond with his computer voice.
well, I was thinking about doing that myself. But then I thought, well, this is a good exercise for my speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a good exercise for your speech. Do you normally have this length of conversation?
Oh no,
Okay.
usually I talk only for a minute or two and then I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, so is it fatiguing to talk for this period of time?
well, if I didn't have this, it would be,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
That device is just blowing me away. I just can't wrap my head around how that device works. I need to look into it and understand it better. But I'm so good. I'm so good that a little device like that makes such a massive difference
well, it really helps me with my breath.
with your breathing.
Yeah, you remember how Duncan thought and the air would escape from his nose?
Uh-huh.
That was me too.
Okay, so
So
the idea is to stop the air going through
I
the nose.
am
Like,
my speech therapist told me.
okay, your speech therapist told you.
And
Okay. How often do you do speech therapy?
well, right now it's on hold, but before I did it Monday through Friday.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. And would you say, what percentage, how much has your voice improved since the beginning of this situation?
Oh man, I lost. I mean, in the beginning, I couldn't talk. it's all Jewish. I couldn't even open my mouth.
Ah,
So to me now, I'm so thankful.
you're grateful. So you couldn't
And
even open your mouth was even a problem.
no,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and
So now you're drinking okay, safely, and you're eating safely.
yeah,
Okay.
now I am.
Are there any restrictions on what you will eat or not?
Nope, no, well, even when I was on research, I did my own thing. I just ate whatever I wanted, even though I wasn't allowed.
Okay. So even though you weren't allowed, you just ate whatever you wanted.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any
I
close calls?
oh man, one time I talked on a grape and they had to call 911.
Oh man, you choked on a
And
grape. A grape is the most deadliest food in the planet, I feel like.
well, now, now I know.
Now you know. No more grapes, or
Uh,
are you back on grapes? Can you eat grapes now?
and now I can.
Okay. So did that
It,
happen at home or did that happen at a
it
hospital?
happened at one of my rehabs.
Rehab sessions.
And
Wow, man. That's risky.
oh yeah,
Okay. Now you understand the reason why you weren't allowed to eat certain foods.
oh yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I was just like whatever, and I didn't have what happened, but now I understand why.
No, yeah, I understand why. Uh, fair enough. So, what else are you hoping to achieve? What are your goals for the next, say, 12 months?
Right now, I would really like to walk normally. I walk with a walker, but I am so slow.
You walk with a walker at the moment.
Yeah, but I am so slow.
Slow. Okay.
So I would like to walk more fast and normal.
More fast and more normal. Ha-
Well, and also my voice, of course.
You want to improve your voice as well.
Yeah,
So, with your walking, for example, do you walk into the house and go into the bathroom or go into the kitchen? Is that how you get around the house, walking?
yeah. Well, only if someone is here. When I'm alone, I'm in my chair.
You want to make sure you don't fall over without anyone being there to help.
Oh yeah, because I cannot get up myself.
Uh-huh. If you fall over, you can't get up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have you had falls on your own?
really.
Okay.
Oh yeah, not the police here know me by name.
Yep. Do you have people who come into the house to support you during the day, or are you alone most of the day?
Well, I did, but right now we are working on a new caregiver to start.
Okay, so you're waiting for a new carer to start at the moment.
Now,
The old carer finished up or couldn't support it, couldn't do the role anymore. What happened?
they were with the rehab, so now I have a new one.
Uh-huh. Is it a massive inconvenience to not have somebody with you drop in, dropping in to see you?
Yeah, because if someone is here the whole time, then I had practice by walking
Use it as an opportunity to practice your walking.
in.
Uh,
But when I'm alone, I'm just always in my tail, not improving.
okay. So the more people who are around, the more opportunity you have to be on your feet,
And
focusing on getting better, quicker, walking more normal,
yeah,
and then and achieving one of your goals, one of your aims.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. And then other than that, so with your talking, you're doing therapy. How come that's on pause?
Well, they are just waiting for me to have my pump so um I can improve more.
To have your pump?
And because right now my improvements are kinda on a plateau.
Ah, so your improvements are kind of on a plateau at the moment.
And
Okay.
so they wanna see how I do with my pump.
Okay. Tell me about the pump again. What's the pump?
It helps relieve my spasticity.
Okay, that pump. So is it a medication?
Yeah, and it helps in your spine.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna just search that right now. I just want to understand a little bit about it.
Oh yeah,
So it spasticity pump
well, it's
medication.
back, back, left, fit, pump.
Let's see if I can find it. I'm trying to understand what. Ah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
You mentioned it earlier, but I didn't pick up on it. So it's the back Baclofen pump.
yeah,
Okay. Or the intrathecal Baclofen pump.
yeah,
Why do they make it so hard to say?
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So a spasticity pump, also known as a Baclofen pump, is a medical device implanted under the skin to deliver medication called Baclofen directly into the spinal fluid. It's
yeah,
used to treat severe spasticity. Um, it delivers a small controlled dose of Baclofen directly into the intrathecal space around the spinal cord. This allows
yeah,
medication to bypass the digestive system, reducing side effects compared to taking baclofen orally. It helps relax the muscles, reduce spasms,
oh,
and improve comfort and mobility.
oh yeah.
Okay, so when you have that, from 1 to 10, if 1 is it doesn't change anything and 10 it changes a lot of things, how much does it change your spasticity? How much does it improve it?
Well, right now. I'm talking to either who has it and they tell me it helps them or not.
A lot, heaps. Okay. Okay.
And they were able to walk, run, drive unhindered.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
So it improves that dramatically where they're able to improve their walking, driving, and everything else.
uh, I mean, obviously, it has it been up, but hopefully not
Okay. And have you had the Baclofen pump before, or is this the first time?
the first time.
Okay. So it's all new to you. You're going to learn about how it's going to help you.
Oh yeah,
Okay. And then once you have that set up, then you'll be able to determine how much more activity you can do.
yeah. And then um, I had to rehab. I had,
And then you can go back to rehab.
yeah,
Okay. So it's a very important step.
oh yeah,
Okay. I see. And your wife, does she work during the day?
yeah.
And how many,
What, what,
I was going to say, how many hours a day is she away from the house?
what, she makes her own schedule, so a lot of times she works from home.
She makes her own schedule so she can drop in and check in.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So, what else should we discuss? What else? Did you have something that you wanted to share or talk about?
Um, well, I would just wanna say many I watched many of your episodes when I was in the hospital. It helped me a lot.
I'm so glad that it helped you, man. I am so
Oh,
glad that my episodes made it possible for you to find Clodagh and Duncan, make you feel like you're
oh,
not alone, that somebody understands you and encourages you. I hope it encourages you to keep going after recovery like they did.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic, man.
And they helped me a lot.
I love hearing that. That's the whole reason why I started the podcast was to find people to help each other so that we can connect, so that we know we're not alone. And in
Oh yeah.
2012, when I went through my 3 brain bleeds, there was nothing around that I could find or connect with or do that was was making me feel the way that I needed to feel, like I wasn't alone and there was other people going through what I was going through. And I started the podcast and it changed everything for me. And then I didn't realize that it was changing a lot of things for other people as well, which was just a bonus.
I remember when I came out of lost and but I still couldn't talk. I would just lay in bed watching the different episodes.
Mm, I'm so
And,
glad, man.
oh, yeah,
Well, I really appreciate you reaching out, connecting, following me, listening to my episodes. I love that you are still passionate about your recovery and finding solutions to help you get better. And thank you for being my guest, man. I really appreciate it.
thank you for having me.
Well, that's it for another episode of the Recovery After Stroke podcast. Dylan's story doesn't have an ending yet. It's a journey of small, gritty wins, a clearer word, a steadier step, a deeper breath. I'd love to hear what stayed with you from this episode. What part of Dylan's journey spoke to you and your experience? Let's keep this space one where stroke survivors feel seen, heard, and supported. If you're ready to go deeper, The Unexpected Way That a Stroke Became the Best Thing That Happened, my book is for anyone looking to find meaning and momentum after stroke. You'll find stories, tools, and circuit breakers to help you shift. Check it out at recoveryafterstroke.com/book. If Dylan's story moved you, please share this episode. Someone else may need it today. And remember, slow progress is still progress. See you next time.
Importantly, we present many podcasts designed to give you an insight and understanding into the experiences of other individuals. Opinions and treatment protocols discussed during any podcast are the individual's own experience, and we do not necessarily share the same opinion, nor do we recommend any treatment protocol discussed. All content on this website and any linked blog, podcast, or video material controlled this website or content is created and produced for informational purposes only and is largely based on the personal experience of Bill Gassiamis. The content is intended to complement your medical treatment and support healing. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice and should not be relied on as health advice. The information is general and may not be suitable for your personal injuries, circumstances, or health objectives. Do not use our content as a standalone resource to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease for therapeutic purposes or as a substitute for the advice of a health professional. Never delay seeking advice or disregard the advice of a medical professional, your doctor, or your rehabilitation program based on our content. If you have any questions or concerns about your health or medical condition, please seek guidance from a doctor or other medical professional. If you are experiencing a health emergency or think you might be, call 000 if in Australia, or your local emergency number immediately for emergency assistance, or go to the nearest hospital emergency department. Medical information changes constantly. While we aim to provide current, quality information in our content, we do not provide any guarantees and assume no legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, currency, or completeness of the content. If you choose to rely on any information within our content, you do so solely at your own risk. We are careful with links we provide. However, third-party links from our website are followed at your own risk, and we are not responsible for any information you find there.